Hey everyone, I'm Allison with Better Half Reviews, and today we're going to talk about Fintastic Sea from Pectus Studio. This is a 2 to 4 player card game coming to Kickstarter. In Fintastic Sea, you play as a marine biologist utilizing each fish's ocean ability and food chain hierarchy. You activate your fish in the reserves and make use of the ocean currents to catch as many fish as you can, releasing them into new ecosystems. Your goal is to earn as many environmental points as possible in order to be the winner. So let's check out how to play this game. Alright, so let's talk about game setup. In a 2-player game, you'll use one coral piece and make a 3x3 grid of fish around it. If you're playing with 3 or 4 people, you'll use 2 coral pieces and make a 4x3 grid. There are special objectives in each game, and you'll draw 2 and use these for the game. The rest will be discarded. These are objectives that are going to be open for the whole game that everyone will be working for in their ecosystem. Each player will get 3 ocean cards and 1 secret objective card. Give someone the starting player card and then set up the tide pool. So this is what is going to be moving our fish at the end of each round. So this is round 1. I'll put it up here just so it's kind of out of the way, and I'll show you what happens with that at the end of the round. So on your turn, what you're going to be doing is playing one of your fish cards into the ocean. You'll activate its ocean ability, and then you'll activate its food chain ability. So let's talk about that. The ocean ability is what is at the top of the card, and then the food chain ability comes with the number that's on the card. So let's say I'm going to play, we'll play this guy. I have to play him somewhere that's at least adjacent to one of the cards in the ocean. So let's say I put him here. Quick side note, the game comes with player aids, so it's like, oh, okay, if you ever forget what the fish does, it's like, okay, here's the fish. Here's this ocean ability. It says I can catch any fish orthogonally adjacent to a coral and place it in my reserve. So here's the coral. I can catch any one of the fish that's orthogonally adjacent to it. So you know what? I'll go with this guy. And when you're playing cards down, on your left side is your reserve, and on the right is your ecosystem. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so I've done the ocean ability. Now I need to do the food chain ability, and that is where the numbers come in handy. So I have a 4 fish. He is medium, so he's got the dark blue with the little triangle symbol. And this guy is number 1. He's a little fish, so I can eat him or catch him, whatever makes you happier. And so now when I have this card, I can choose if I'm going to either put it in my reserve or put it in my ecosystem. So the reason that you would choose one over the other is ecosystem is where you're actually going to score your points, like with my secret objective or the objectives that we have in the game. If you put it in the reserve, if you get at least a pair of them, you'll be able to activate their reserve ability, and that can let you do some different things throughout the round. So how would I choose where I'm going to put it? Well, let's look at our objectives. So my secret objective here says that I want to catch large fish. So it's the purple kind of square looking one. That is large fish. So if I catch large fish in my ecosystem, I get 2 points for each of them. So some of these abilities may change from the final game. But this says if I have 2 sets of 3 cards, so like if I have a set of 3 4s or a set of 3 5s, I've got 2 sets of 3, I get 8 points. And then this one, it says for every grouping that you have of small, medium, and large fish, you get 3 points. So these will be scored in every ecosystem. When you are making an ecosystem, it is made up of 10 cards. So 10 ocean cards. And you can attach as many unique secret fish as you want to it. These don't count towards the 10 card total. So just 10 of the ocean fish that have numbers on them. So since we do have that card that says, hey, for every small, medium, large fish collection that you have, you get points. So hey, it's a small fish, I'll take it. So now my goal would be, okay, I want to get at least 1 more medium and a large fish, and then maybe extra large fish because my secret fish says, hey, get some large fish. Now let's just say, for example, maybe I was able to capture this fish, and I put it in my reserve. If you have a pair of the same fish in your reserve, on your turn, you're able to activate its reserve ability, which is at the bottom corner here. So this one's saying, hey, you can draw a new ocean card into your hand. So you discard this, saying that you've used it, and I get to have a new ocean card into my hand. Oh, hey, look, another 3. So let's say it's gotten to the point where I don't have any more cards to play. Everybody else has played all their cards, so we're all passing. The round would end, and that's when the tidal wave comes in. So it's the end of round 1, and you go by the direction of the arrow. It's pointing down, so all the cards are going to whoosh, get moved by 1 because of the wave. I'm just going to move these out of the way for a second. So these will move down. This will move down. And then this guy, he got stuck on the coral, so he doesn't move down. And then you need to fill back in your 3x3 grid around the coral. I did a really good job shuffling, if you can't tell. That's a lot of 6s. And then any cards that are more than 3 spaces away from the coral orthogonally are going to be taken out. So it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can get to it still. But let's say I had a card that was down here. This is more than 3 spaces away, it would get discarded. And then the tidal wave will move down here. So at the end of round 2, the wave is going to push the cards this way. And you give the first player card to the next person. Everybody gets 3 new cards to start, and then you begin the round again. All right, so let's say it's my turn. I've just caught this fish, and I'm going to put it into my ecosystem. I have 10 cards here, so I'm going to need to close it out. But I do have this in my reserve, where the ability says, hey, you can draw another secret fish. I'm going to need to discard these, see if I can get something that can help out. And it says you get 1 point for every grouping of small, medium, and large in your ecosystem. So hey, that would work. So I have to close out the ecosystem, and you can put as many unique secret fish with it that you want. So I'm going to flip it over, put these on top, move it to the side, and then I will get a new secret fish. So this one, it says, okay, try to go for odd numbers. All right, so maybe I'll try to go for odd numbers. If I had the instance where I wanted to close out one of my ecosystems and these were the secret fish that I had, I would not be able to put both of these big fish ones into my ecosystem because they are the same. So you can't like double back on these. So I would have to leave the other one away, and I would compare these with my ecosystem and maybe save this for a new ecosystem. So just to show you some of the fun abilities that they have. So sardines, if you were to put them next to other sardines, because they're kind of smaller numbers, it would become a school of fish, and now you get to combine those together. So I would have a score of 4 for my fish, so they would be able to catch this number 3. If it was by itself, 2 would not be large enough to catch 3, but putting them together, now I can. So other cards let you capture fish close to coral or capture any one fish. Some cards let you draw off of the discard pile. So in a 2-player game, you're going to be playing 8 rounds. So after you've gone through all 8 rounds of pushing and pulling the tidal wave and playing your cards, that's when you're going to count up your ecosystems. Anything left in the reserve does not give you any points. All right, so I'm just going to give you an example of scoring an ecosystem. We have the special fish that you'll count with every ecosystem, and I have my secret fish that I paired with this specific ecosystem. So we're going to look through it. So on this one, it said for every small, medium, and large fish that you have as a grouping, you'd be able to get 3 points. So I have 3 small, 4 medium, and 3 large. So the most I would get was 3 groupings. So 3 times 3, that gives me 9 points. This one, you needed 2 sets of 3. So I've got 3 4s, but I didn't get a second set of 3, so I'm not going to get any of those. Now to my secret fish. So I get 2 points for every large fish. So I have 9 points, so that gives me 11, 13, 15. And then this one, it's the same thing as the other one for every grouping of the small, medium, large, but it's 1 point. So I had 3 groups, so I had 15, so then I get 3 more points, 16, 17, 18. So this ecosystem would be 18 points. And then you count up your other ecosystems with your other secret fish and include the special fish. And whoever has the most points is the winner of Fintastic Sea. And that's how you play it. All right, so now that you know a little bit about how the game goes, let's talk about how I feel about it. So some of the pros, cons, or maybe things just to be aware of. So this is a prototype, so some things are subject to change, maybe some of the abilities or maybe just tweaking on like how certain things look. But overall, like I like the look of the game, like I like the fun little art, um, and the different types of fish and all that. And I like that they are using different colors and different logos to help for delineating like, okay, which one's a small fish, which one's medium, which one's large. So you have the different colors like dark blue, purple, and kind of like light bluish green, these colors. But they also have symbols of like, okay, this, and this can help you know, in case you're colorblind, you can quickly tell on your card, oh, this is a small fish, this is a big fish. The turn structure is very simple, so it's like, okay, once you like hear the rules, you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to play a card into the ocean. I'm going to activate their special ability, and then if the fish is bigger than the fish that are around him, I can and take one. So that's kind of it. It's like, okay, play a card, activate abilities, take a fish, and then the tricky part is where are you going to play it into the reserve? Are you going to play it into your ecosystem? So that's kind of where like the nuance comes. Something else that I liked about the game is that yes, there are the community goals where it's like, okay, all of your ecosystems will score these two different objectives, which makes the game kind of like, okay, we're all working towards that, and you can kind of get an idea. But then there's the secret objectives. I liked having the secret objectives because it gave like extra interest for what fish I'm getting. Because yes, everybody's going for these, but it's like, oh, but you know what? I have this one, and I want to get small fish, or being able to turn in cards to get multiple of these, where it's like, oh, okay, I want small fish, and also maybe even numbered fish, and I'll put it into my new ecosystem. So I liked what layer of strategy this added to the game. Without it, I feel like it would be a little bit too simple, but maybe if you want to keep it more family friendly, you would take out the secret objectives and just play with the open ones. That'd probably be easier for children. So do I have any cons or maybe things that you need to be aware of? I would say maybe like the hardest part of this game is to keep track of what all the different abilities are, because there's their ocean ability when you play them, and then there at the bottom is their reserve ability. For me personally, I had a harder time like keeping them all straight, so these player guides were up the entire time for me. So I was like, okay, wait, this one is that. Okay, okay. So that was probably the hardest part for me, is keeping all the abilities straight. And keeping those abilities straight can help you strategize and time things better in the game. So if you struggle with that, it might be a little bit hard for you. Keep these handy. I know I was suffering through some analysis paralysis where it's like, okay, wait, I want this card in my ecosystem, but I could really use another ability and like use the sardine to boost up a number later. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll put it in my reserve. Something that I would kind of like, I don't know if they're going to change this or not. This is just me personally. So you have the numbers on the fish to keep track of like, okay, this is a size 4 fish, so it can eat a 3, 2, or 1. But on the guides, they would not have the numbers, and I kind of like wanted to have the numbers just as like an extra way to be like, oh, yes, number 4. So it's like, yes, you can match up, okay, yellowfish to yellowfish, but my brain, I was like, where's the numbers? I want the numbers. I feel like that would help me track better, like, okay, this one can do that. Okay, that's just a random me thought. I don't know, could be just me. My husband didn't have a hard time at all. Maybe it was just me. So overall, what are my thoughts? I thought it was fun. I had a fun time like trying to figure out the best way to do things, to accomplish things. And I like that there's different strategies to the game. So like I had instances where my ecosystems were slow to fill up, and I was like, shoot, I'm probably going to lose this game by a lot. And my husband was filling up several ecosystems, and I'm like, I've only got one so far. And then so like I was like, okay, maybe I'm going too slow. But it leveled out, because even though my ecosystems were slower to fill up, I was getting more of those secret objectives to kind of pad my 1 or 2 ecosystems that I ended with. So that even though there's different strategies, it kind of leveled out, and I actually won that game. So it's not just like fill up your ecosystem as fast as possible. Sometimes you can have different strategies to do it a little bit slower, but maybe get some more secret objectives. So I like that. Even though this is a very straightforward game, there's different nuances and ways to play it. And I think it would be interesting to try at the higher player counts. I didn't do that at 4-player. Like, I think that would be more, I don't know, kind of chaotic, but fun. But yeah, so overall, I had a lot of fun playing this game and trying it out. I know I'm not the best at playing it, but it's fun to try it. And I think it is a good one to try with kids as well. Maybe if you take out the secret objectives. But the hardest part would be keeping straight the different abilities. All right, so those are my thoughts on Fintastic C. If you're interested in getting more information or maybe even backing it, I'll put a link in the description down below to the Kickstarter. Thanks for watching. I'm Allison with Better Have Reviews. Happy gaming! Have fun!